She unclipped her seatbelt and shoved her door open. "What the hell were you doing? Do you have any idea?" He held up a hand, then pointed at his cell phone to indicate she should wait until he finished his conversation. "Yeah, I just sideswiped a car on the 101. Go ahead and start without me. I won't be home in time for dinner." Anna's mouth dropped open. This man had hit her car, and he couldn't even be bothered to get off his damned phone? "Okay, see you tomorrow, love." He tapped the screen and tucked the phone into the pocket of his slacks. "Hey, sorry about this. I was late and I guess I wasn't paying attention." He shrugged and gave her a nonchalant smirk, as if that would remedy the entire situation, as if it was no big deal. "Don't worry, I've already called CHP and reported it." "Excuse me?" Even in the dying light, with the sun sinking low and reflecting off the waters of the San Francisco Bay, something about this man caused a vague sense of recognition to tug at her mind. Anna narrowed her eyes. Perfect chiseled features, penetrating hazel eyes. But she couldn't quite place him. "Don't I know you?" He held out his hand and gave her a dashing smile, as if he expected this to happen. "Gabriel Radcliffe, I'm—" Her heart plummeted to her toes as she realized she was talking to San Francisco's most eligible bachelor. "I know who you are. Everyone in San Francisco knows who the Radcliffes are." The man's family had more money than Midas. No wonder he acted like she was nothing more than a minor aggravation. Ignoring his outstretched hand, Anna slipped between the two vehicles to get a look at the damage he'd done to her car. "Shit, really?" She threw her hands up in the air. Could this day get any worse? After hurrying back to the driver's side, she pulled the insurance card from her glove box. Then she turned to the back seat for the cell phone and her purse. Toppled on one side, with its array of colorful roses, carnations, and lilies crumpled and scattered, was her arrangement. "Oh no! No, no, no! Forget the phone." Water pooled around the side of her purse and over the pictures that had come loose from inside her portfolio. The one and only thing she had left to help her land another job, since she'd told her ex-boss exactly where he could stick his letter of reference. One day, she'd learn to curb her tendency to burn bridges. Anna quickly yanked the photographs from the water. Shaking them off while droplets reflected the dying light, she prayed they weren't ruined, but didn't hold out much hope. "Why do these things always happen to me?" she muttered to herself. "Look, lady, why don't I just write you a check for the damages?" Anna looked over her shoulder and saw Gabriel leaning over the dented hood of his Audi, scribbling quickly as she tried to dab the water from the pictures with the front of her t-shirt. "What?" "Here." He ripped a check from the register before tossing it back inside his car and walking toward her. "This should more than cover it." She glanced down at the ruined pictures in her hands, then at the check in his. There were a lot of zeros in it. Was that $20,000? The check was almost enough to buy a new car. It was certainly enough to cover the cost of the damages and the late rent she owed, with a little more to tide her over until she found another job. She eyed the man standing in front of her. His body language looked carefree, but even with his eyes partially shadowed by the sunset, the lift of his brows made it clear that his patience was wearing thin. There was no question that she should take the money. She should call a tow truck, get her car fixed, and deemed this entire disaster a blessing in disguise. But his complete disregard for her welfare and his sense of entitlement enraged her. She was tired of being overlooked and cast aside, first by her boss, and now by this guy. In San Francisco, you either had to be old money or know someone to get ahead, and, unfortunately, she was failing on both counts. All she wanted was to design beautiful flower arrangements, but the universe didn't seem inclined to give her a break. Every time she seemed to get ahead, to start saving to open her own shop, karma seemed to kick her in the ass and knock her back 3 steps. He shook his hand slightly, the check fluttering as he encouraged her to take it, breaking her from her thoughts. Anna held the pictures against her chest with one hand and plucked the paper from between his fingers with the other, staring at his flowing sweat.